At this time, Takehiko had a very simple thought in his heart. 4.5 billion will definitely not come back. JX Pharmaceutical will definitely not sell shares. In this case, it is better to find a way to attract Charlie step by step. If Charlie can be recruited to Ito's house as a son-in-law, what else should he worry about in the future? Charlie has the strength and ability, and saved his daughter's life. More importantly, his daughter loves him. Before, he wanted his daughter to marry Ichiro. It wasn't that he had to force his daughter to marry the Kobayashi family, but that his daughter at that time was simply a silly girl with powerless love. She didn't have anyone she liked at all, and he didn't know if she would move that muscle. Instead of this, he might as well choose the most suitable one for her. However, she obviously already has her favorite object now. As a father, he certainly hopes that his daughter will get what she wants. Besides, he also felt that a man like Charlie was indeed a good choice to be a son-in-law. For the happiness of his daughter, he is even willing to let the entire Ito family become his daughter's dowry. Anyway, he has this one daughter. Everything is for his daughter to be happy and happy all her life. As for the assets of the Ito family, it doesn't matter whether the surname is Ito, Yamada, Watanabe, or even Wade. Because these assets will still be in the hands of his daughters, son-in-law, and the offspring born to them. In Ito's view, the real inheritance is blood, not surname. Charlie only smiled at Takehiko's suggestion, and said seriously, "It's true that my current development focus is to do a good job of JX Pharmaceutical. If JX Pharmaceutical can develop, then I will consider other businesses." Seeing that Charlie declined his proposal temporarily, Ito sighed regretfully. He really hoped that Charlie would be able to set up the stall of ocean shipping. Because at this stage, the bulk of Asian ocean shipping is in China. More than half of the top 10 busiest ports in the world are in China. Only with such a huge import and export trade can the huge ocean shipping industry be supported. This is beyond the reach of Japan. Therefore, even if the Ito family wants to do it themselves, there is not enough market and demand support in the local area, and it is difficult for a clever woman to cook without rice. So he said to Charlie, "Mr. Charlie, the Ito family will gradually hand over to Nanako for operation and management. If you change your mind, you can contact her at any time. I believe you will be able to establish a very good foundation for cooperation." Charlie nodded lightly and said seriously, "If I have this idea, I will definitely contact Miss Nanako." Takehiko smiled and said, "Nanako is a good girl. I dare say that in terms of overall conditions, in Japan you may not be able to find a better girl than her. Whoever marries her is to marry the best Japanese Yamato Nadeshiko. Will become the envy of men all over the world." Charlie smiled kindly, but did not answer. Knowing that freezing 3 feet is not a day's cold, Ito said, "Mr. Charlie, you and the little girl are tired and have no rest at night, so I will send you to the house to take a rest first." Charlie waved his hand. "No need, Mr. Ito, I have something to do. I have to hurry back to Osaka, so I won't bother you too much." "That's how it works." Takehiko seriously said, "Mr. Charlie, you drove over overnight. You have not rested or even eaten any food. If you just leave, then the hospitality that my Ito family ancestors upheld, wouldn't it be reduced to a laughingstock?" As he said, he didn't wait for Charlie to refuse, and hurriedly pressed the pager on the bedside, and said, "Let Emi and Nanako come in." After a while, Nanako and Emi knocked gently on the door and entered the ward. Nanako asked softly, "Oda-san, what's your order?" Takehiko Ito said to Emi, "Emi, Mr. Charlie and Nanako have worked very hard all night. You arrange for someone to send them back to the house to rest. Remember to call ahead and let the chef prepare the best dishes." Emi hurriedly said, "Okay, brother." Charlie said sincerely, "Mr. Ito, really don't bother, I will just drive back to Osaka directly." Takehiko said very solemnly, "Mr. Charlie, even if you want to go back to Osaka, you should at least sit down at the house for a while, eat a meal, have a cup of tea, and then leave." Nanako also persuaded from the side. "Yeah, Master Wade, the mansion is not far from here. You can eat something, take a rest and set off again. It's not light yet." In the middle of the night, the two arrived in Tokyo by car for traveling more than 3 hours, and it was only 4 o'clock in the morning. And it's winter again now, and it's already late, and it will take at least 2 hours before dawn. Seeing that both father and daughter were so polite, Charlie had to agree, and said, "If this is the case, then I'm better off being respectful." Upon hearing this, Emmy hurriedly said, "Then I will arrange the convoy. Now there are a lot of people from the TMPD. They will be escorted and protected all the way. Safety is definitely guaranteed." Takehiko nodded and exhorted, "You must be a good host to entertain Mr. Charlie.